And we're live.
Hello.
Whee!
They said it wouldn't be
Ignore
dead.
that.
They said they'd be dead after episode 1. It's episode 3, so fuck you all.
No, please, because we need you to watch us. But thank you for coming and watching us
Thank
again.
you. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you all again. No, it's been. I don't know about you, but I like a couple of days after the last episode. Sorry, this is the NN Social, obviously, episode 3. One day I'll do the introduction at the start. But my name is Josh Asprop, and these chaps, introduce yourself.
Hold on, point to us, Josh. This is always fun.
Okay, Andy.
You get it wrong every time. Every single time.
I'm Andrew Convey, and he is Nicholas
Gray. Correct. Yes. Obviously, for some reason you're always in the middle, Josh, and you're always on my right. I guess that's everyone's right. I don't know.
Yeah, you're on the.
We never find out until later. Yeah. But yeah. Hello, everyone. You all right?
Yeah. This is it. I was going to say before I forgot to do the introduction that I'll find like a couple of days after the episode that we do, like Thursday, Friday. I feel like we've got ages until the next episode. Let's start thinking about what we're gonna do. But then before you know it, it's like, oh fuck, we're on in half an hour sort of thing. It's sort of despite the fact that I'm not particularly busy because I don't have a job at the moment. The time still flies, but then when you're looking forward to stuff, it sometimes does, doesn't it?
I found this week especially, and it shouldn't do because me, like a lot of people, are furloughed or not able to work. So the weeks are a big blur, but especially with the Easter bank holiday weekend, this week's totally out the window. Like I've completely forgot it was Wednesday, essentially, like until we started talking today. And I was like, oh yeah, we've got the NN Social today. So yeah, very strange. How about you, Nick? Because you're still an essential worker.
I am still a fucking key worker, or not, but I'm still out. Well, yeah. To be honest, like my day to day is still the same, but the bank holiday weekend was kind of a bit of an insight into how everyone else is dealing with it. Mm-hmm. So obviously, I had Friday off for Good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Off, not working as normal. So it was kind of like, oh, this is crap. So now I feel your pain. I didn't originally, but now I do feel your pain. And my guitar just fell over, so that's me just picking that back up again.
Okay. One of the things, talking about you working, one of the things I said last week, and I was like about how it's a good opportunity for people that aren't working to take advantage of time off or whatever you do with your time off. You've got a lot of it, which you probably never have again in your life until you retire, perhaps. I did sort of neglect to mention that I'm obviously in a privileged position, although I'd rather be working and stuff. There's a lot of people that have like lost their jobs. A lot of people that are like really fucked up at the moment because of what's happening. Whereas I'm lucky, although I don't have a lot of money, I still have a house and I still have food and stuff. So I didn't really realise the privileged position that I was talking from. But I just felt like I needed to say that.
No, yeah,
you're
totally right. Yeah, totally right, mate. I'm lucky that I am furloughed and I am still going to get paid and stuff like that. And I suppose it's you take it a bit for granted when I was sort of bemoaning last week, being like, oh, well, I'm bored or whatever. But at the same time, I'm very lucky and very privileged to be able to still have a roof and everything like that. So yes, it's a very fair point to make, mate.
Yeah, the fact that this is sort of like leisure time is not everyone's experience at the moment. Some live comments with the chat's going mad.
Already.
Shout out. We've already been cancelled.
yeah, they're just saying your mic's not on, boys. Shout to Emma, Laura, Aaron, Chris, Tim. And Laura makes a good point. She said, where's my damn cookies, Andy? Now, if you were listening or watching last week, Andy was showcasing his baking skills and has some incredibly delicious looking cookies. And he did say he'd post some cookies out to us, and I didn't get anything. Did you, Nick?
Whoa.
No, I didn't, but I believe there may be postal delays at the moment, so I'm not too worried about just that. Just yet.
For a start, off the top of it, I said I would only post it to the people who were in the show. So I am sorry for our loyal fans out there. However, I haven't done it this week because I don't know if you know, everyone's buying flour, everyone's baking. I think maybe because of me last week, it's inspired all of Northampton to get out there and get bacon. The good news is I managed to get some flour today, so I will be potentially making some this week and sending them to the people who have agreed to send them to.
We'll be getting
Okay, so you've got a backlog of orders to go through, so
possibly
you can get cracking with those.
Possibly, yeah. I'll wait and see. I think it's that point in the show where we do say cheers, everyone, and we let people know what we're drinking. So today, my drink of choice is Corona Big Wave, a golden ale.
I've got IPA.
I've got white wine again because my grape percentage is low. Alcohol percentage seems to be fine, but my grape percentage is low. This is a Klein Street Grenache Blanc. 2 for 10, Morrison's. So
what's the description? What should the flavour be?
I don't think it's as crisp and fruity as last week's. Well, it's an elegant and complex white wine.
Not to you, Nick. There,
it's not. Ooh, thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
My heart's just gone all aflutter. Yeah, so not crisp and fruity, but elegant and complex. So they are 4 words that describe me.
They are actually we've got some drinks that are on the go. Emma Kemp. We've got a Session IPA and a McEwan's Export. Nice one, Emma. And also Tim Astrop coming through with the goods. Here's a little tip for you, Northampton. Garden centres are a hidden source of artisan flour.
Ooh.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Well, I did have to get my flour today from a farm shop. So that should tell you how desperate times are that I had to get it in a farm shop today. I went for a big walk and it was a shout out to... I don't know what farm shop it's called, but the one that's opposite the Windhover pub, whatever that farm shop is.
No, I can't remember what it is. Smith's.
Shout out to Smith's farm shop. So,
and just continuing the theme that we have, when we do shout out the free beer thing, we do like free beer. If we shout out your brand, please give us free beer. But also free flour from Smith's.
Yeah,
we'll have some
Beer Gorilla,
please.
From
Smith.
Hello, Beer Gorilla, if you're out there. We want some free beer. This is twice we've advertised you. I was literally by the front door waiting and it never showed up. And just for the people out there, Beer Gorilla haven't agreed to anything.
Yeah, and don't make us directly email you. Come on.
No.
Yeah, we want you to see us.
If you want me to beg, I'll beg. I mean, you know.
No, we won't, Josh. That's the whole point. We're helping them out. Tim is drinking Northern Monk. Thank you, Tim.
Nice.
A DDH IPA. Nice one. Chris Serbin drinking Smith's last week's guest. Thank you, Chris.
I don't think he's drinking Smith.
Oh, wait. No. Whoops.
Unless it's a secret brewery in Smith.
Hannah drinking pink fizzy wine. Nice. Like it.
Yes,
and character building. I'm drinking water. Stay hydrated, kids.
That's right.
That's right. Stay hydrated.
Aaron's drinking some Carling (brackets tramp piss).
Must be a new.
Must be a new, like a seltzer.
It's probably very fizzy.
Yeah. Is that imported, Aaron? Please tell us if it's imported tramp's piss.
Anyway, can we keep? Let's keep the chats going, people. We're liking this. We've got people interacting. You can get involved with the show. We do have a very, very awesome guest that we're very happy is on the show tonight. So later on, we'll ask you guys to pitch some questions to our guest when we do bring them out.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So please do get on the chat if imported from Abington Street. I've just read from Aaron about the Carling, which is great. You know,
lovely
the
stuff.
cost cutter, presumably. No, that's Kettering Road. I don't know where. Yeah. Lost my train of thought. I was talking about tramp's piss.
Well, it's not the first time, eh?
No,
or the last, should I say?
It's not the first time I've spoken about Tramp's piss.
Yeah, I'm not sure. How's your week been, chaps? Josh, you first.
Yeah, not too bad. Although I found out that potentially directors can apply to be furloughed from work, so that means I might be able to do that, but I'm not allowed to do any work, so I've had to stop all social media to do with the studio or anything, have an out of office thing on, which is not really what I wanted to do, but I haven't really got too much of an option at the moment. But that's fine. That's that's not the worst thing that can happen at the moment. So yeah, that's been going on. But apart from that, not a great deal. Easter weekend was nice, but obviously the weather was amazing. But a couple of walks here and there, but that's about all you can get out at the moment. I don't have a garden, but fortunately we get sun through some big double doors, so I can lay on the lino and get in the sun.
Oh god, that's nice. That's nice, man. That's thinking. That's thinking right there. You were like, I see a problem. How can I solve it? Lay on the lino.
Cover herself in cooking oil. Put the bikini on, and we're good to go.
Yeah, nice one. I don't want to get too in depth with you, obviously, Josh. But has it been made easy for you to apply for that?
The furlough thing, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Well, I don't know yet because they haven't opened applications for it. But I know the criteria, and that is if you're furloughed, you're not allowed to do anything other than essential admin, so accounts and stuff that bills have to be paid and stuff. But they haven't. I don't think they're opening the applications until the 20th. So I suppose it's possible I will apply and not get it. So I might have to just start doing studio stuff again. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Cool. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, because there's a lot of obviously self-employed people that are struggling, and how their businesses are working. Obviously, it's a little bit easier for the bigger businesses, which we'll probably get into later with our guest on the show. So let's talk about that later. But what did I do with my week? Ken, did you say, Andy? I
was asking both of you guys. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? My favorite thing that I did over the weekend, obviously it was a little bit different for me, not working this weekend, having Friday and Monday off, being able to see it from everyone else's point of view, or the majority's point of view, at least. And it is really odd. But I was lucky enough to have my son over for the weekend. That is thankfully allowed. I think I'd have lost my mind if that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I think I asked you that question when we were talking about, obviously, because Seb's mum and you live separately, but I didn't know if that was the case with this whole, for example, not that I'm in the same boat, but I haven't seen my sisters or my niece or nephews for a few weeks. So in my head, I was thinking, oh God, can Nick see Seb? But if you want to explain what the situation is with that and what you can.
Well, I haven't read up too much about it, other than being told that the government have allowed under 18s with separated parents to move between homes freely, which is an absolute godsend, because I genuinely would really not be happy if I couldn't see him. So the most positive thing about my weekend is that my 7-year-old boy Seb watched Cool Runnings for the first time and was howling with laughter through almost the entire film, and
Very
quoting it all the way while I walked him home to his mum's house. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
what a result.
I think I remember the first time I watched that with my nephew William, he's 11 now, but I think when we did watch it for about a week, all he kept saying was, feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. It's bobsledding time, just any moment of the day. He just kept quoting that.
It's such a good film. Such a good film. Yeah. The thing that Seb laughed at most was the Sanka, you dead man.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Whoa. Let's not do accents. All right. You sound like you're from Wales, the pair of you.
Yeah, that was my Cardiff accent. I think it was pretty authentic, mate, to be honest.
It was, actually.
Because that's where Cool Runnings was set. It was the first Welsh bobsleigh team.
Yep.
Then if you've seen the film, but that is factually correct.
If we're wrong in the chat, can people let us know?
Yeah.
Well, or not, because I'm not wrong.
Well,
Cool Runnings is set in Wales.
I had a film fest of my own this weekend. For some unknown reason, I'm not sure why, I watched all of the Jack Ryan films. So, The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, The Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck. Ooh. So 3 different actors just playing Dr. Jack Ryan. And obviously Harrison Ford is the best because it's Harrison Ford. But the Ben Affleck one was a struggle. I'd never seen it before, and it was a real struggle to get through. Bit
of a downward turn.
Pretty much, yeah. To go from Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger to that.
Did you watch the Chris Pine one?
No, I haven't. That's on the list. I have to finish it. Shadow Recruit. Yes, I am aware of it, and then I'm going to start the series because I've not done the series yet.
Yeah, the Alec Baldwin one's solid.
Yeah, that's good. But Sean Connery makes that film, you know.
Well, yeah.
And I like the
fact
makes every
film he's in.
That one of my favorite things was, and it's quite an old like 90s trope, and I realized they did it in The Hunt in Clear and Present Danger. Is I think they were like, we've got Russian baddies, we've got some Colombian bad guys. So for the first 3 minutes they're on, they'll speak in the accent and subtitles will appear, and then they'll like do some weird slow-mo, and then they'll switch to English, and it's almost like to let us know, the audience, that they're still speaking Russian, but you can understand them now. And it was always like the producers were like, we can't be asked. We know people aren't going to read the subtitles, so let's just... So, but the best part is Sam Neill and Tim Curry speak English, but with Russian accents. And Sean Connery is speaking English, but with a Scottish accent. So, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, really.
Yeah.
There's another question for the chat. Is it accents or accents, as Andy has used both?
Accents. I've never thought that. Thank you, chat, for schooling me on that one. Like, I work with a girl who lives in Birmingham. She's always pulling me up on things like that.
She's always pulling you.
Like, her Birmingham accent is better than yours.
Well, no, she says that my voice every now and then turns into Brummie, and I was talking to her earlier and said, our show's on YouTube, and she said, you sound like you went YouTube, and I was like, well, I didn't. So
sounds like a nutcase, mate.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Accent. We're getting some accent.
Yeah.
Accent.
Okay, all right. Well, that can be a debate going on in the chat.
Yeah.
Really important stuff we're dealing with here, guys.
Yeah. I think now's as good a time as any to introduce our guest, seeing as it's been waiting backstage for 20 minutes now.
Ooh, sorry.
We've got carried away with ourselves. So, yeah, he needs no introduction other than to say, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Hanna. I don't know which side
is good. Can we get some claps in the chat for Mr. Paul Hanna, please?
Hey. Oh, it's darker in his garden than it was earlier.
He's put his lights on out there as well.
And his fairy lights are on.
Do I need to sort out my lighting?
No, you're all good.
No. We can still see your eyebrows beautifully.
We were for everyone watching, we were saying earlier how Paul's background, like, so my background here, Josh is just playing White Nick's little studio. Paul's background looks like he is the expert that BBC News go to. Like, when I've been watching the news, and they go, we're going to cross to our expert, and they're working from home. That's how good Paul's background looks.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Our alcoholic expert, Paul Hanna.
Yeah.
How you doing?
So how's things, Paul? I mean, you're significantly less busy than probably the last time any of us saw you. So how's it been going?
Yeah, it's been really weird, to be honest, but I'm just getting on with it now. There's not much we can do, but just kind of sit and wait this out, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird not being involved with the pub. That's been hard, but it's okay now. I pop in there I try and get in there every day. But obviously limited in what I can do,
Yeah.
But it's the weirdest thing about being in the pub is not having any of that noise, the background noise. And that's weird sometimes. But yeah, I pop in there and just do what I can, and then come home and eat food and drink beer.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Paul?
Drinking Erdinger.
Ooh, mamma mia. For anyone who lives under a rock that may be watching, Paul is the owner of the Lamplighter, which is the best pub in Northampton. In my unbiased opinion, I must say, in my completely unbiased opinion.
Is it unbiased? You sure about that?
And for anyone else who doesn't know, me and Paul are cousins. And for anyone watching on screen, it looks like the before and after on a Weight Watchers. So I'm the before and Paul's the after. So
wait. That's wonderful. But here is our opportunity to actually directly ask someone for free beer when it's all over, of course.
This isn't why we got you on, Paul, I promise.
It isn't directly why we got you on here.
So I've been watching the last few streams, and the begging for the alcohol.
Whoa.
Paul, do you know anyone at Beer Gorilla? Do you know anyone at Beer Gorilla?
Have you got any contacts?
I've got contacts.
Yeah, cool.
I'll message I'll message Matt and see if he wants to sponsor you. It might just be like a can, but hey,
it could be. It could
be.
I do have to say, the chat is absolutely blowing up for Mr. Paul Hanna at the minute. It's too much for me to even keep up with. It's going crazy.
I mean, most of them are your employees.
I don't think it'd be wise to encourage Paul to press buttons on his laptop just in case he ruins everything. Would you describe yourself? First question, Paul. Would you describe yourself as a technophobe?
Oh, I'm shit with all this kind of stuff.
And I think all of his staff.
It took me 3 days just to set this up.
You're actually in a bed sit, and that's a green screen, right?
I actually surprised myself because it's really quite easy. So thank you for facilitating that, Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome. No worries. Yeah, I turned the internet on for you, mate. No worries.
Paul, it makes it sound like you haven't spoken to anyone.
Oh God, that's the thing. That is the weird thing. It's so just the lack of human contact is a bit weird, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously all the staff who are missing kind of dearly, they're all furloughed, and so when I go into work, it's just me. Or sometimes Glenn will be there, and Glenn's like our maintenance guy, and he's part of the Lamplighter family.
Shout out to Glenn.
Shout out
to Glenn.
But yeah, so it's kind of weird, that missing that interaction with people. But I think everyone's feeling that, right? It's not. It's just everyone. So, but it's funny because. My social calendar has never been so busy with these Zoom quizzes, and I had 3 last week, on the same day.
I was saying the other day, I don't think I have ever done this many quizzes in my life. and I actually, on Saturday, took part in a virtual stag do, which was very interesting to say the least. Like, a friend of mine, his stag should have been next week, but obviously, can't go anywhere. So a couple of the lads set up a virtual stag do, and it was on Zoom, and they did shared screens of pictures of him. We did a quiz. They made him sing karaoke, and they also sent a costume to his house that he then put on in front of us. So he was dressed as like an elf and stuff. So it's nice that people are kind of adapting to be able to keep communication and try and keep a bit of normality in the middle of everything.
Yeah. But it's been nice when even this is just nice because seeing you guys and just having a beer and having a chat, and obviously I'm looking at the live comments. I'm missing everyone, but everyone's missing everyone, right?
Yeah, it's strange. It's a really good point how about human contact. You said, Paul, because I can have sort of quite hermit-like tendencies to just sort of keep to myself and not talk to anybody. But it's not until now when the decision's taken out of your hands, and rather doing that by choice, when you're forced to do it, you then begin to value it, I think, a little bit more, or at least understand how you actually need that. Even if it's sporadic, you still need it. It's really good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy, right? Because I think when this all started, we saw it coming. So I own you guys know this, but like I own the Lamplighter with my brother James, and we've also got a pub in Brighton called the Greys. And so James and I were talking a lot, obviously, about what we're going to do. Like, it was the 20th of March, right, when the government asked us to close. Mm-hmm. But so we're talking about it, and we were getting this feeling on the Tuesday, Monday and the Tuesday, that there was this anti kind of sentiment growing with, people being in confined places, which is true. But we know that's true now. Mm. But at the time, like, the information everyone was getting, it was just almost like every day people were like processing stuff. But around early March, really, I kind of knew this was coming in my head. And so we were talking to James and I were talking, and we agreed to close both pubs on that Friday. And then, so we put a post up on social sites, and but then the government said we're closing, But all that week, as each day went up, it was almost like the general public, just people were getting kind of realizing how the pubs were going to close, the cafes were going to close, the restaurants are going to close. Yeah, it was almost like I could see this almost like mild panic kind of brewing, and I was wrapped up in that. So it was like, because obviously it's, we're a business owner, we're independent, we employ 25 staff, we've got a responsibility for people, and it was just trying to navigate the unknown with, the government telling people not to go to pubs, but not telling us to close. It was really tricky. So I had a hard time for a couple of weeks. And then obviously when the pubs closed, I was having a hard time. But I think it's going to make people realize that we need this contact, and we're going to miss the cafe, and we're going to miss the catch up with our friends in the pub. And
massively.
It's kind of been tough, but I think people's mental health has obviously been really damaged by this over the last few weeks. But it's funny because for me, it's almost been like a stage of grief almost. Like, it started off with, not wanting to accept it, and then, I've accepted it. We're all in this. We've all just got to, work through it. It's not about me. It's not about my businesses. But it's all connected, right? So we just have to sit this through, and hopefully it won't be too long before we get to open again.
I think,
cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that. Yeah,
very nice, Paul. Very nice.
I had a similar experience to that with my place. I mean, I don't employ anybody, which is, I think, makes the decision or this whole situation significantly more complex and difficult. So I'm, I suppose, glad that I don't have to think about that. I think about other people's jobs and livelihoods at stake. But yeah, you feel, it was sort of a difficult time where you weren't explicitly being told to shut, but people weren't supposed to be in a confined space. So yeah, it took me a few days to figure out exactly should I be closed? Should I not be closed? This isn't my business, isn't essential stuff, but they haven't said it needs to. So you're just worried to make a difficult decision but it's too difficult a decision, isn't it? There wasn't a clear choice, but it's nice to actually have the decision taken out of your hands, I think.
It was when they announced. So James and I had already said we were going to close the pubs, but when it was announced, it was like a weight off my shoulders because at least we weren't in limbo, you know. But so it was tough, but you know, it's going to be tough, and we just have to see what happens. You know,
I definitely think because the initial lockdown or the advice was almost a week before then, we're asking bars to shut, we're asking restaurants to shut, and I know the government got a lot of criticism, but I think they've done the best they can in terms, because it's unprecedented, but I definitely think they're learning their lesson as it kind of goes along. Like they didn't help self-employed people at first in the scheme, and then they've picked that up, and now they're picking up the care home issue as well. So, you know, hopefully there's not too much wrong and we can all kind of come out of it together. But yeah, for me personally, is, you know, knowing you, Paul and James, I definitely was a bit like, this is really, and Josh as well, being really crap on you guys at first, because it was almost like they didn't give you guys any guidance, and it was like, we have to stay open, but they've scared everyone away, or you know, not scared, but put the sense in people to not want to go to those places. So I was kind of walking around Kingstop, and I'd walk past the Fox and Hound, and there was 2 people in there for the first couple of days, you know, and then obviously gradually it dropped down. But I'm glad they did eventually give that order, I suppose, from your point of view, that you weren't stuck in this limbo.
Yeah, that seed was there like really early in the public's mind of like, oh, I shouldn't really go out, which put all the pubs and clubs in really awkward positions, because there wasn't a directive to close, but they can't make their own decision to do that, because they would have lost, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds straight away. But as soon as that directive did come into place, it felt a little bit safer. Did you obviously you did say that you felt a little bit of relief when that did come in, Paul? Was, you know, were you, you know, really worried that it was going to affect you massively for a long period of time?
Probably for about 10 days before they actually announced it.
Which is long enough to be worried about your
it is, yeah, because I could see it was coming, it was on the horizon kind of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, it's not just, you know, if cafes and pubs and restaurants and nightclubs or whatever stop trading, it's not just, that's not a temporary inconvenience. It's like millions of people who have made that their career, or they're working in these environments to get to that next step in their lives, you know. And so I saw it as like things being turned on its head, and it was tough, but I had my moments, but you know, I've accepted it for the last couple of weeks. There's nothing we can do. We just have to ride it out. We have to see what happens. I mean, there's still bills coming in. That's the thing, you know. It's like we got the so we're eligible for 2 grants, because they're two businesses, the Greys and the Lamplighter. The Greys, we didn't even have to apply. Like, I was speaking to James, and he said they got that about 10 days ago, you know. So we're still meeting in Northampton.
Yeah.
But that buffer has given us that injection has given us a bit of a buffer to kind of keep things going here, almost, because there'll be businesses up and down the country that, you know, they're not going to recover from this, you know, and which is sad. But you know, our business is not immune to anyone else's. You know, it's like we're still paying the staff because everyone's furloughed, but there's been no. They've only announced last week that the process of the furlough opens on the 20th of April, but then there's going to be a period. So basically, the government are paying staff 80%. Every staff member we've furloughed, they're paying 8%, but obviously we're yet to see that money, you know. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks that will come through. But you know, there's a lot of businesses out there who just, I don't know, just going to struggle. Josh, have you had any help in any way?
Yeah, I haven't had any help yet, but I'm eligible for this. I think I'm eligible for the small business grant and to be furloughed. I've applied for the grant and I haven't heard anything. And obviously I haven't done the furlough thing yet because, yeah, like you say, that's the 20th. So yeah, since I closed, I've made no money, but everyone else wants to get paid. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I think, you know, even my landlord's in the same position. I think he needs the money. But what's he going to do? Is he going to kick me out? Because he's not going to find anyone else until this is all over anyway. Fortunately, the landlord at my place is a lovely guy and he's happy to sort of go with the flow and we'll fix it when it's sorted. So I have that pressure's nice that that's relieved a little bit. But yeah, I know that some of the counties have had the businesses have had their grants and things, but I don't know anyone that has here yet.
They are issuing them out. But I applied a week last Friday and still waiting. So
right,
just we know it's coming, you know.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big help, but it's only going to be a temporary help, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
With you guys being able to apply for these grants and things, obviously, like there's going to be a delay until like the funding comes through, and with yourself, Paul, obviously there's staff to pay and everything like that, but with you, Josh, there's rent to pay and things as you mentioned with the landlord and that. And obviously you did have a Patreon account and you've taken it down, right?
Yeah. Well, as one of the terms of being is that you don't do any work, but they've been a bit vague about what classed as work and whether sort of social media posts or maintaining an online presence is work or is that part of business admin. So, but then I can't afford to risk that. So I'm just hopefully that's not part of it, and then I'll get the furlough, and then I can carry on doing that stuff and carry on doing the social media, so that the business doesn't completely disappear from people's thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Is there anything that we can do as myself and Andy being? Well, obviously Andy's furloughed, but so it's very different to me because I'm still working. But is there anything we can do to support? Like what? I mean, not monetarily because obviously I don't have any, but what can we do to share the love, like keep the spirit going, or organizing parties when it all comes down and we just make loads of money and sort you out? What is there that we can do, basically?
I don't know about you, Paul, but I think probably the only thing you can do for, I don't have vouchers or anything like that, so it's not like you can do that. And I think me arranging vouchers would be classed as doing some work, maybe.
Yeah,
so
it's a really murky water, isn't it?
But I think probably the best thing you can do is just like share social media stuff. Obviously, from my perspective, I wouldn't be able to probably interact with that too much until we've got clarification on that. But I think that's the word. That's the only thing I was doing anyway, just sharing stuff on social media, just making sure that people know the business is still there and we're still doing stuff. So from my perspective, that's probably all you can do. And then when it's back open again, come and use the business if it's useful to you. But I don't know about you, Paul. How do people help you, or can they?
Well, people actually, I've had so many messages off people, which has been, it's been lovely. But I think when we get through this, I'm hoping we're obviously going to be entering into a bit of a new world. And I just hope that people are going to kind of probably take, be a bit more involved in the independent businesses, because there's a lot of businesses out there who are struggling. It's not just pubs, as you say, Josh. It's you've got your studio, and but I just think hopefully this will kind of people like people will be kind of more supportive of each other and more willing to get involved. And you know, I know there's loads of people who've been trying to uplift the good things in this town, which there are many. I just think when we get through this, because everyone's going to have their you know, it's going to be difficult for everyone. But I think when we get through it, I think people are going to want to go and support bands more and go to their local pub more and go to that cafe they love more. And, you know, I just think, but there are people who, you know, I've had so many messages off people, which has been, as I said, it's been lovely. But the guys from Salpa, like Marcus has been like,
yeah.
He's been like doing this live stream every Monday for like 4 or 5 local businesses that he wants to support, and we're one of them. The Garibaldi's one of them. I don't know the rest, but you know, it's just like
I think it's the Bread and Butter Factory and the cafe in the train station. I forget the name of, and one other.
The Magic Bean.
Yeah.
That's it, Magic Bean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So props to Marcus for that.
Yeah, totally. It's just an unexpected, lovely thing to do. So,
yeah, no, that's cool. I think it's difficult not to feel potentially feel negative or a little bit gloomy about what's happening at the moment because there's so much uncertainty and people struggling. But the fact that people are coming together and sharing all the good shit that's happening, whether it's businesses or individuals or live gigs or pub quizzes or whatever it is, and also the probably the closest thing we have to like a centralized place for local happenings would be the Happy Hood zine, I think.
Bingo.
So
I have a copy here.
Oh,
hey,
look at that!
You came prepared.
Oh, it's almost like we planned it. That's incredible.
No, this was not planned. This is on my kitchen countertop.
Oh, perfect.
It came in the post the other day.
And their next issue is
Laura and the Happy Hood.
Laura Graham. It's the next issue is out any day now. I can't remember the date off the top of my head of the.
I think it's. I saw Laura put something up. I think it's the 19th or the 20th.
Okay.
Cool.
Normally should organise a big launch. I think.
Laura, put something in the chat to let us know.
Laura,
And also the
Sunday.
the current funding has run out and isn't being renewed. So as far as I know, I mean, I haven't spoken to Laura about this, but I think that might mean that they're going to have to survive just from people buying the zine. So, you know, I mean, that is a perfect example of like individuals paying £2.50 for a magazine that's got, I don't know, 10 to 20 writers, collaborators involved in it that are working for free. But for £2.50, you can keep that entire community and a large part of Northampton as well. You can keep that going. So, yeah, look for the Happy Hood on Facebook and Instagram. And, yeah, I think you can get a year's subscription for like 14 quid delivered to you.
We'll put the links in the NN social page as well when we put the show highlights up.
Laura says it's Sunday the 26th. Online launch.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's 8:45. Should we have a song?
Yeah. So we did have a musical guest who unfortunately can't join us, but we hope they can join us in the future.
Me.
Well, Paul, people are asking if you are going to sing.
People are saying,
I'm looking at the comments. It's like
careful what you wish for.
I'll pay X amount to see Paul sing.
Yeah. So luckily we
Andrew's the talent in the family.
Don't think so. Thank you, mate. So luckily we do have 2 musical people here. Apparently, well, Nick is definitely musical.
Paul and
Josh. Yeah.
So Josh is actually musical. So.
Me and Nick are going to give you guys some songs. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You go first. Okay, lovely. So we'll probably. Do you want to just do your 2 straight off the bat, Nick, and then I'll do my 2 straight off the bat?
Fuck off! I'm doing 1.
Oh, you're doing one? Okay, I got
Well,
two.
you're doing one each, right?
Then we'll chat. Yeah.
Oh, I got a short one. I got two, I got a normal length one and a short one. Song. Thank you. Before anyone says anything in the chat, and then when we come back, we've got some surprise questions for Mr. Paul Hanna that he doesn't know about. They're not in the chat, Paul, so don't try and get ahead of the game. But we got some questions that were sent in specifically for you, so we'll ask those after the music.
Okay.
Yeah. Bear with me a second. I'm the guy that has to press all the buttons to remove everyone from the stream and everything. So hold on. If you could mute your own mics, guys, that'd be great. All right. Got you all to myself. I mean, I think that's in tune. I mean, it's in tune enough. So we're just going to go for it, guys, okay? It's not in tune enough. We're not going to go for it. Shouldn't have said I'll go first. Hannah Matthews says play Lord. I'd love to, but I can't. The way you move, coming down, I see you running in the dark. You hear the sound, but there's only one thing on your mind. You find a way, but you're coasting right from the start. You celebrate, but you never feel it in your heart. Loud, clear, and everything will fall apart here, keeping you honest till your last years, and giving it everything you've got. The way you move, coming down, I see you running in the dark. You're kicking the ground, letting your cold feet drop beneath the soil. You find a way, but you're coasting right from the start. You celebrate, but you never feel it in your heart. Oh, loud, clear, and everything will fall apart here, and keeping you honest till your last years, and giving it everything you've got. You celebrate, but you never feel it in your heart. Oh, loud and clear, and everything will fall apart here, and keeping you honest till your last years, and giving it everything you've got. Oh, loud and clear, giving you honest till your last years. what you gonna do with your life? Oh, that day, you know you're still number one. The girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun. That's all they really want. Some fun. Cheers.
That was great, Nick. Thank you, man.
Get some claps in the chat.
Claps in the chat.
Clap emojis.
Claps in the chat.
Nice one, Nick. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no worries. Just quickly, Joe Collis, Nick, what bass is that in the background? It is a Hondo Rickenbacker copy, owned by Daniel. He lives with me. He's upstairs.
If anyone wants to hear that music, where can they?
They're going to hear it on Spotify if they search Century City. The song was called Cherry Red. And also Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh, wait, what?
She covered it off you, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I've got to follow that now.
We can talk amongst ourselves for a moment if you want.
To answer Clem's question, I will be playing guitar, and to give some backstory to that, Clem asked me to play a gig. I thought she was supplying a band. She wasn't, so luckily I managed to rope a few people into it. But this time, Clem, I've spoken to myself, and I've agreed with myself that I will be playing guitar and not just assuming that you were going to provide someone.
But next Lampade, there's going to be a full 16-piece orchestra.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's my highlight of Christmas.
Yeah, it was so fucking fun. I've been to the both of them, and it was so good. Clem did such a wicked, just a wicked job of fucking.
I think
claps in the chat for Clem for that.
Claps in the chat for Clem. I think I'm going to be doing Last Christmas again. It got booked a year in advance, but with a special guest, Emma Kemp. Now, she was drunk when she did ask that, so we'll see if she remembers. But yeah, that's
a year to back out.
I'll remind Emma. It's fine.
Good. Yeah.
All right. Okay, you ready, Andy?
Yeah. Cool. I don't want to do it now, but yeah, let's see.
Oh, I removed him by mistake.
That's an ominous sign, I think. I'm not going to play any Century City songs or Lord, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And when I leave this planet, book myself into soul asylum, 'cause I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. Body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. You have the world away. Have the world away. Have the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. And when I leave this planet, I'd stay, but I just can't stand it. And I can feel the warning sign running around my mind. And if I leave this spirit, I find myself in a hole and I'm living in a shred. I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. You have the world away. Have the world away. Have the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down. Don't feel down. Don't feel down. Don't feel down. Don't feel down.
Claps in the chat.
I do have another one. Should I do it straight away? Okay, I'll take
Yes.
that as a yes, as Nick appeared and disappeared. So this only because I watched the film the other day. It's been rolling around in my head, and it's a very nice song. So if anyone's ever seen The Wedding Singer. I want to make you smile when you're ever sad. Carry you around if your arthritis bad. All I want to do is grow old with you. I'll give you medicine when your tummy aches. Put you to bed when the furnace breaks. Oh, it could be so nice growing old with you. I'll miss you, kiss you, give you my coat when you are cold. Need you, feed you, I'll even let you hold the remote control, so let me do the dishes in our kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you've had too much to drink. I could be the man who grows old with you. I wanna grow old with you.
Hey.
Oh, you got
That's
some
all of it.
extra special guests.
Oh,
We're practicing social distancing, but we do live together.
Yeah.
That's fine.
How are you, Dan and Emma?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Keeping it right.
We can't really hear you because of.
This is I've turned the speakers off because it's obviously really annoying. But yeah,
Technical stuff.
they've all said they love you.
Oh yay! Thanks.
Yay.
Yay! Well, it's good that they're there because we do have some questions for Paul Hanna. Paul Hanna doesn't know about this, but we got sent some questions by people from your staff, Paul. Or actually, maybe not your staff, maybe some other people. So the first question, if the Lamplighter were GW Zoo and you were Joe Exotic, who is who?
Who is who? That's a good one. You know, I've watched that TV show twice. There's too much information to take in. You can't watch it once.
Well, I think that the key is, who is Carol Baskin, Paul?
It's Glenn, isn't it? It's Glenn, isn't it?
Is it Glenn?
Oh my God! It's funny because I was. Who is Carol Baskin?
It can be. It could be a patron as well as stuff. If that makes it easier for you.
Can I come back to this
You
one?
can come back to that.
Yes,
you can come back to that. I think who's got the next question for Paul?
I'm gonna look at them now and maybe skip a few that aren't in jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about this one? How do you cope with being Northampton's wealthiest man?
This is fake news. Fake news. Is that what he does? Is that fake news?
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a question. Can you respond? I mean, you sort of alluded to this already, but can you respond to the rumours regarding the huge house party that you've pledged to follow? You've pledged following the lockdown lift. Yeah.
I just missed that last bit. Hang on, the big house party. What?
There's rumours that you're having a massive house party after the lockdown's over. Is that true?
Oh, fucking yes.
We can confirm it on the NN social.
Yes, 100%.
You're hosting a house party for everyone when the lockdown is lifted.
Like, remember those MySpace parties?
Yeah.
1,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
are
that's
unfortunately
fine.
all that old, Paul. So yes, we do.
Okay, another question for you, Paul. If you had to ban one thing from the Lamplighter, would it be roast potatoes or the 80s?
Roast potatoes.
Oh.
Controversial.
Banned. When we get back open, they're banned.
Roast potatoes are banned.
Can they be replaced with potato gratin? Gratin?
Potentially. We can talk about that.
Okay, you heard it here first. Nick, have you got one for Paul?
I do have one for Paul. This isn't from the Lamplighter staff group, unfortunately. This is a personal question. How do you keep your eyebrows so wonderfully kept?
I can't disclose my beauty secrets.
For fuck's sake, that's the only reason I asked you to come on this thing.
No, I can't do it.
You can't divulge.
When I become a social influencer because, I'm locked up in my house, maybe that's what I'll do. A tutorial.
I guess that's the best I can hope for, isn't it? Just give us a clue, though. Is there a little bit of plucking? Is there
of course.
wax?
No wax. No wax. Just plucking.
Wow.
We can't overpluck.
Okay.
God.
Overpluck.
Okay. I guess
What's
that'll
another
do
one?
then, I suppose.
Can we come back to the first question?
Oh yeah. Who if the lamp were GW Zoo and you were Joe Exotic? Again.
Joe Exotic. Hang on a minute. About Joe Exotic. I know his husbands didn't have any teeth, but it's kind of punching above his weight, right?
Have you seen the first husband has now got teeth,
and he looks great.
Yeah,
and he was really annoyed about it, wasn't he? Like the
program, episode 7, 8. Yeah, I watched it last night actually. So weird.
Wait, is there a new episode?
Yeah, it's kind of like a meet and greet.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Apart from the people that are in prison wrongly.
Oh yeah, they just basically slag off Joe Exotic, but.
I mean, I'd like a series just on the guy who has like a sex cult and all the wives. Like him alone is fascinating, I think.
Why though?
Well, I think they're going to have a movie. Anyway, I'm looking at the comments and someone says, "Stop changing the subject." All right, Hannah. I don't know who the Lamplighter Carol Baskin is. But what I do know is we're gonna have the biggest Tiger King motherfucking party.
Yeah,
Over.
Claps in the chat for that.
that's in the chat.
I'm coming as well.
You have to be Joe Exotic.
Mm,
And nobody else is allowed to do it.
No one else is allowed to dress up as Joe Exotic. It's Paul.
well, I've got my
Yeah.
look. I've got my look sorted already. I've had time to work on this.
Paul Bagsy's Joe Exotic.
Yeah, yeah. Do you already own a leopard print shirt?
I can get one.
I have contacts.
I'm ordering it right now. I kind of would need to grow my hair, so I might have to get a wig.
I like
Okay.
to think that it will take you too long
Fine.
to grow a wig, that the pubs will be open before you can grow it long enough.
Oh, I wish I could grow a wig.
That's the curse of our genes, Paul. Me and as you can definitely tell, me and Paul are cousins because unfortunately we're unfortunately, but we can grow beards, so we do have that on our side at least.
I trimmed mine the other day and I've accentuated my moustache.
It looks great.
Yeah, you're a hot motherfucker.
Yeah, you're a very handsome man. A very handsome man. Another question for you, Paul. If you had your own weed strain, what would you call it?
I don't know. My own weed strain.
Yep.
Pappy's shit.
Happy as the pig in shit.
So
You heard it here first.
my affectionate name that the staff call me is Pappy.
We're getting a lot of love in the chat for Pappy, so we can see that. Yeah. Pappy Champagne.
What is sexy cabs?
Sexy cabs. You'll have to ask Clem that. You'll have to get Clem. You'll have to interview Clem next week.
Fuck yeah, let's get Glenn on the fucking show.
I know
Find out
Clem.
what's- Clem.
Clem
Clem
Yeah,
is
let's get
responsible
Clem
for
on the
sexy
show.
cabs.
Let's get them both on the show. Fuck it.
It's really weird because I'm seeing the live comments, but I'm not reading them because my brain can only process you guys.
Yeah.
But can you look at them afterwards, or?
Yeah,
You can read the
they
masters.
stay.
Yeah.
They stay. Yeah. So
they're
you
all
can
on
go
the,
through.
they're all on the YouTube.
Oh, I'm missing everyone.
Yeah, you can go through them, Paul, and then discipline whichever staff members were cheeky.
Oh yeah, well there'll be some people losing their jobs over this.
There's a few written warnings coming, I think. Clem says she will go on, but only with Glenn.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Double
Yeah.
whammy.
Double
You know,
whammy.
Glenn's been a guest on Newsnight before, so he's media trained.
Wow.
Yeah. One bird, two stones.
True, it's true. Go on, hit me.
Funnier
some
than
more
that
fun.
expected.
Okay, another one for you is sick, safe, or sound.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay, official Paul Hanna verbiage. Sick.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God.
And I think we've got one more for you, which is, I suppose this is a sad question about the lamp, but what happened to the snug?
I know. I miss the snug.
Yeah.
I miss the snug. But basically, what happened to the snug is, so we took on the Lamplighter 10 years ago because we had a birthday party last year, 10th anniversary, and basically the pub just got busier, and we had to extend the kitchen. So we unfortunately lost the snug, which is a shame because it was my favourite room, and it was a place where we would shove people for an after hours drink, which I'm sure all of you people.
No idea what you're talking about.
No, I don't break the law, so
Oh no, me neither.
good.
Allegedly.
What would Auntie Trish say? Huh?
But yeah, I miss the snug, but the pub just kind of got busier, and we had to extend the kitchen, so we basically got twice the size of our original kitchen.
But you do have that lovely upstairs now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
And the kitchen's bigger and the roasts are fucking amazing.
I know we've had some I had some people message me saying I've got a Sunday a Lamplighter roast WhatsApp group. You know, like everyone's got hundreds of WhatsApp groups. There's someone who said, "Oh, me and my friends, we just can't wait for you to open again," which is lovely. You know, it's sad, isn't it? But hopefully, we'll get there.
I think
we will get there, and we will all be sociable again, and we'll all see the Lamplighter staff all in the room together rather than online.
Yeah,
and
it's so lovely seeing everyone. Yeah. Like, looking at the comments, like
a lot of love for the Lamplighter, a lot of love for Paul
and Aoife and Steve and Shaq, all the kitchen crew, but also everyone else, all the lamp crew, you know.
We haven't discussed this, but let's do, if Paul will have us, an NN Social live at the Lamplighter when it reopens.
Oh, mate, that'd be so fun.
That sounds like a real plan. Yeah. There's a lot of events that I will be messaging Paul about that will be slowly going through the calendar. So yeah, believe me, I think it'll be very busy once it's back out there.
A live NN Social at the Lamplighter when it all opens again.
Hell yeah!
Fucking well fun.
I've got one more question for you, Paul. This isn't from the chat, but it's going off something we talked about last week. Who is the most famous person you have seen or met in Northampton? They don't have to be from Northampton, so that's the question to you.
Oh fuck! I don't know. Oh shit! You got me there.
Well, examples from last week were Billy Piper.
Oh, that is famous.
I had
pretty
one
fucking famous, Paul.
I had one get added, which is great, and the fact that Paul is here makes it even better. So my sister Emma and Paul's sister Trish, who are cousins, saw Dean Gaffney, aka Robbie, in the Grosvenor Centre many years ago, and they walked around behind him saying, "Where is Wellard, Robbie?" Because I think at the time they were probably 16, 17. So yeah, I forgot about that, and then my sister reminded me of that one. So yeah, pretty good.
Apparently, Paul, you also met Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince as well as Laura.
Oh yes, yeah. This is true. There was this. I'll try and be quick because anyway, there was this Royal Shakespeare production that was at the Globe in London, and it was King John. It was the Globe in London. Came to Northampton at the Holy. I can't say the word. The Holy
Sepulchre.
Yes, thank you. That church, because apparently King John had visited that church, which is like one of the oldest round churches in existence, you know. And then it finished in Stratford-upon-Avon. So it was this world-class show. And I couldn't get tickets because it sold out, because there was only like 200 people a night. But I did end up getting tickets to go to see it. But the guys that were in it every night were coming into the Lamplighter after the show. And one of the guys was the butler from Fresh Prince.
Jeffrey,
yeah. He was lovely. He was
lovely. Again, yeah.
But that production was amazing. It was such a cool production because it was, I think Becky Frost, shout out to Becky Frost. She got me a ticket and I was her guest. And yeah, it was an amazing performance. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. But I don't think I'll ever see anything like that. It was like a world-class Royal Shakespeare performance. Yeah.
Sounds fucking amazing. Can I just also add that someone else has come to the pub and ate a roast dinner?
We're getting the chat is blowing up for this one.
What's going on?
Presumably you were there, and wherever he lays his hat.
Oh, Paul Young! I forget things. You know.
That's pretty fucking sick that you came.
That's
and
a good one.
Had a fucking roast
Paul Young had a Lamplighter roast. Fuck. How did I not capitalize on this sooner? Pubs fucking closed.
You could have changed like the lamp logo to like he laid his hat here and this was his home or something like that. You know,
yes.
and then, like put one of those blue plaques up. Paul Young ain't here.
Hang on a minute. Can we have this like marketing team when we get to our relay?
No, it's a one chance thing.
Here.
Yeah.
Paul Young sat there.
Oh,
That's the best game in the house, madam.
Well, on that bombshell, I think that's
well done. Anyone else? I'll tell you who's been in the Lamplighter who's famous.
Did Paul Weller go in there?
Controversially, Paul Weller did not go in there.
Oh, okay. I've seen the autograph. I wasn't sure.
Jodie Porter from the Fountains of Wayne did.
Oh.
And he also immediately left within 30 minutes because he was too drunk, and Gary had to take him home. That was pretty funny. One of my guitar heroes, by the way, like Jodie Porter, is the sickest guitar player. Like he played guitar for Fountains of Wayne, but he, some fucking reason, was playing the Labour Club with some other guy as a session musician. And I said, "Come to the Lamplighter." Bought him a whiskey, and probably at least 20 minutes. Maybe less. He phoned my friend Gary, otherwise known as Rab, and asked for a lift home because he was fucked. And he genuinely was absolutely fucking rogered. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like, "Oh, you're my fucking guitar idol. How are you doing?" "Really fucking drunk. How are you doing?" And then in a moment, he was whisked away from me.
Forever. Oh, man. Nice.
Sick dude, really funny dude.
I think that might be a spot to leave it. We've actually gone over, like, it's been lovely tonight. 1 hour 20 we're nearly at. Before we go, Paul, we do a little thing where is there any Netflix recommendations or anything you're watching, or just as a change of pace for people, anything you've checked out that you want to shout out about?
Oh, God. Well, obviously, Tiger King, I watched that twice. RuPaul's Drag Race. That's standard. I'll tell you a film I watched the other day for the first time ever. It was Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, mate, sick film.
Never seen it. It was cool. Really, really. It's kind of sad, actually. But
yeah, it's not an easy one.
Feeling sad. But I've been just chilling. And I was chatting to Emma about this, but I've just been like chilling and watching shit TV, like Come Dine With Me, back to back.
Nice.
Monday to Friday in one binge session.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
When you're bored shitless, it's so I recommend that. What else? That's it. I don't know. I can't even think. My brain's fried. But I've had a nice time tonight. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming on, Paul. Thank you very much. Josh, what are your recommendations for this week?
Oh, recommendations this week. It was like a serial killer documentary last week, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, my series just popped up because I said
serial killer.
No, it's I think I watched the last two Sherlock Holmes films, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, because they're great, really good fun, and he's brilliant in it, and I love them. I've seen them before, but I've watched them again, and I'll probably watch them again in the future. Yeah, I'll recommend that for now.
Very nice. Cool. Klaus?
Disney Plus. So Cool Runnings with my 7-year-old boy on Saturday night. Went down a dream. So just rewatch that. It's fucking great. What else? Not really anything else, to be honest. I'm still like pretty far into It's Always Sunny, but not at the end. So it's good. Unorthodox, says Aaron. So that's a good one.
Oh yeah, everyone's saying about that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so that's a good one to put in your list. Sex Education is good.
If I can just interrupt there. It's Always Sunny, one of my favourite sitcoms ever. I've watched it several times. But Rob McElhenney has written the new thing that's on Apple TV. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've seen the
game
trailer.
developer thing. Yeah,
and I haven't watched it myself. But has anyone heard any reviews about it or anything?
Nothing.
Yeah,
I've just seen the trailer and it looks great.
Okay, well, I'll do that. I've got Apple TV, so I'll watch it this week and I'll give you a report next week.
Cool. Just before we go, what did Diane Udale say?
Yes.
What was her reply to your email?
AKA Jet from Gladiator.
Jet from Gladiators, Diane Udale. You emailed her. What did she say?
Nothing.
Way!
All that anticipation. All these people who tuned back in this week to get that.
I know.
So you're saying she left you on scene?
She ghosted me.
2 ticks. Read received.
But Jet, if you're listening, you're still my favourite. You'll always be my favourite.
Always.
Right. I'm gonna make it my
Wolf,
business.
Call me Wolf.
Wolf, call me.
Right, that's it. I'll add that.
Perfect.
It is now my business to get Diane Udale and Wolf from Gladiators to respond to our correspondence.
Let's get them to the live NN social at the Lamplighter. That's the one, isn't it?
That's a big ask, but we'll try.
The Lamplighter reopening party.
Yeah, and Wolf bites the ribbon. Like,
Wolf. I mean, we're not even calling Wolf's real name, but we know Diane Udale is Jet from Gladiators. So next week we'll find out what Wolf from Gladiators' real name is, and we'll also book him in to cut the ribbon for the reopening of the Lamplighter. Both of them. Both of them.
Yeah. Just a quick one. My recommendation this week, if anyone hasn't watched it yet, is the 3-part drama on ITV that I am missing right now, but I'll get it on catch up. A quiz about the couple who allegedly cheated their way to the million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Very good. Very good. Very interesting.
Just rewatch Gladiators.
Really, really interesting. Or rewatch Gladiators on Challenge.
Okay, cool.
Right, we have gone way over our hour. So
thanks for coming along.
Paul Hanna, thank you.
Claps in the chat for Paul.
Claps in the chat for Paul Hanna, please.
Thank you. I've had a nice time. Nice seeing you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, we'll put the links and everything to the Lamplighter in the show notes and everything, and obviously we'll be live again this time next Wednesday, 8:00. So thank you, cheers, guys. Thanks for being involved, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon. Bye. Bye.